Hello and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. I am Chris, the gaming casual. And in this episode, I'm doing the commentary a little bit different. I decided to try to do post-commentary because I am having trouble concentrating on doing both the game and the commentary at the same time. And the reason for that is because the last time I was playing, I had troubles doing the archery game in Clocktown, and as soon as I was able to do it off camera, I got it basically on the next try after ending the last episode. So it gave me the idea to try doing the post commentary and seeing how that I like that. Basically what I'm doing is just like watching my video and commenting on what I'm doing and talking about it and other things. So I'm kind of reacting to my own video in live, but also, I'm not scripting it out. I'm just kind of talking as I watch my own video. So hopefully it matches up when I post the video onto YouTube. And in this episode, I am going to get a couple heart pieces. We're going to go to Romani Ranch and get our horse, Epona. So that is on the agenda for this episode. I wanted to let you guys know that I'm also going to be doing shorter episodes, leaving it to maybe 20 minutes instead of 30, because after about 20 minutes of talking, I get tired, and I don't know, I feel like maybe the viewer retention will be a little bit better if I keep the episode shorter with more action inside of it. So in the 20 minutes that I have, I'm going to be doing a lot, as much as I'm able to do. And since I'm not concentrating on commentary while I'm playing, I'll be able to get a lot more done since I'm more precise in what I'm doing. I can, rehearse the game a little bit and do a good take of it. So I also wanted to pick up the Scarecrow song. If you go to the Scarecrow and play a song, you can activate him later when you need him to help you. Just like in Ocarina of Time, if there was ever like a ledge or a secret area you could get to with a Scarecrow, you play the Scarecrow song as an adult and he will come and you can use the hookshot to get to a ledge that you weren't able to get to before, and the same applies here. So that's what I went and did just there. And we are heading to, I believe, we're headed to Milk Road, yes, to get Epona. With the powder keg button, I am able to break that big rock and get through to Romani Ranch. I always liked getting the powder keg and blowing up this rock. Even as a young kid, it felt so satisfying once you finally were able to get this thing and just, lay that big old sucker down and wait. I like the sound of the clock ticking and and it just goes boom. It's a beautiful sight, really. I don't think, at the time, I don't think I've ever played a game with such a big explosion. Except for maybe Turok 2, but I don't know when that game came out exactly. I don't think I'll be reading the text. I can if you guys want me to, but since I'm doing post commentary, it might be a little bit harder since I don't know if I gave myself enough time to read it out loud here in the post commentary, but I think I did give some time. So if you guys want to read it, you're welcome to. Go ahead. It looks like they gave you guys enough time to read it. I read it a lot quicker in my head than I do out loud. She's just calling you Grasshopper because she doesn't want to remember your name. I feel like she's kind of a strange one because she talks in the third person. And the mysterious they come every year around the same time. In the notebook, it says that they're ghosts. A lot of people say that they're aliens. So I can't say which is true. They seem to act like aliens because they're abducting cows, but also they seem to remind me of like Pose or other ghosts because of the way they illuminate. And for the practice, she puts little ghost balloons all around the farm. So it's hard for me to say. I don't think she really even knows what they are. She probably just equates them to what she knows as, what exists. And she probably only knows like ghosts and Pose because, that's what she is around or hears about. Ghost and Pose, ghosts and Pose. Gotta kill me some ghosts and Pose. I am still atrocious at aiming my bow, though, even when I'm able to concentrate. I still can't get down this stinking bow and arrow thing. It was so much better to aim on the remake because you could use the motion controls to get more precision out of each shot. I feel like the thumbstick is kind of like janky and doesn't have such precise, smooth movements. Or maybe I'm just not very good. It's hard to say. I mean, if I was playing on the N64, it'd be more, be more realistic to how I was actually feeling, at least the controls back then, because I don't know if it was as difficult on the N64 controller or not. It's hard to remember like the way something feels like that. I mean, as a kid, I didn't have any other like, anything else to compare the controls to since it was like the first 3D, system I had. So, I mean, maybe I'm just spoiled with better controls today and the controls of yesterday are horrible to me now. I remember I was trying to play Jet Force Gemini on the Rare Replay game that you can get on Xbox, and the controls on that thing is a horrible mess. I don't remember it being that horrible on the N64 at all, but who knows really? I'd have to play it on the original hardware again to see for myself. Let me know if you guys want me to do any other Let's Plays, preferably ones that are on the Switch Online Plus expansion for the N64, or maybe even some of the NES games, SNES games, because I like playing the Switch. I have an Xbox One, but I don't have a lot of games for it because they're kind of expensive. And I don't really buy a lot of video games, but with the expansion pack on the Nintendo Switch Online, you can play a lot of the old games on there, and I like those games better anyways. So this is like Ingo times 2. I forget what their actual names are, but they're not really nice to you. They talking shit about my horse, calling it a mule, and they want you to pay to race them. The only reason why I'm doing this is because I have to get the Garrow mask eventually anyways. And if you complete this race and beat them in first place, you get the Garrow mask. Because you need that to get up to Akana Valley once the time comes. You need the ice arrows to get all the way up to the top though, so... I try to keep my carrots... at least one carrot, because I feel like it comes back a little bit faster. I just spent all my carrots to kind of experiment there, and it seemed like it took a while for the carrot to come back, so I always kind of just keep one carrot available so it responds or replenishes quicker. I feel like it does, even though it might not actually. And this last leg of the race is where you really got to make it up, because you got to go as fast as you can to jump that big old fence. But if you can jump those big fences and you're right there like that, you basically win. As long as you're not too far behind, because you have to spend a lot of time going around them. And I was really happy that I was able to do it in one shot. without having to talk or like come up with things to say while I'm racing, it made that race so much easier. Because I've tried doing that race with commentary just to do like, you know, practice run, and I failed like, you know, a couple times. So doing the post commentary is definitely a benefit to me, I think. Because I don't really want to have the videos where I'm failing a bunch of times like that archery one. That was a horrible video, and I'm sorry for that. But, you know, I was getting so frustrated, I didn't want to redo it. So hopefully you'll forgive me for that one. Coming over here to get a heart piece that is under this big boulder. Killing one of those little tremor looking type things. I don't know. I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie Tremors. It's a good movie. It has, I think there's like 5 of them now. Every time I see those little sand dune guys, I really don't know what they're called, but every time I see those guys, it reminds me of Tremors for some reason. Now, I don't know why I threw that grass. I think I was looking for arrows or something. But there's a heart piece in one of them beehives. And normally, whenever I do this, because I've, you know, explored a little bit and tried to find out where all these heart pieces are. Normally that heart piece lands at the bottom of this little water bed, but this is the first time this has ever happened to me where it landed on the lily pad. I don't know if it's supposed to do that or if that was just luck or a random chance, but yeah, I didn't have to go all the way down there. I just skipped across on the Deku Scrub's feet, and that was that. So now I'm making my way to Snowhead to get a heart piece that I wasn't able to get the first time round, because you need the hook shot and as well as the Scarecrow song. And at the time, I did not have either of those things. But now that I have it, you just go back to the little spot between Snowhead and Mountain Village, and there's a floating platform out in the middle of nowhere, pretty much. But if you get out the Eye of Truth, you'll see smaller platforms that you can jump across to get kind of closer. And then once you're on the closest platform, you use the Scarecrow song to summon the Scarecrow so you can hook shot onto him and reach across. And when you're doing this, be careful of that ice bat, because he is a problem. As you can see, it gave me a little bit of an issue. I didn't think it was going to come towards me I didn't think I would aggro him from that far away. So apparently you can. I guess those bats have a large aggro range. Like slipping around, nearly fell off there, but I didn't. I feel like if I would have been trying to talk at the same time, I would have died or fallen a couple times right here. So just because I wouldn't have been making such precise decisions on my thumbstick controls, because I would have been thinking about what to say next. I'm still not really good at aiming, though. I don't think that's ever going to change. Especially without the red dot. And it's a lot easier to aim the hook shot because the red dot that appears from time to time tells you where the chain's going to go. I wish the arrows had something like that, even if it was just like a reticle or something. Oh yeah, when I was playing, before I returned the song before I played the Song of Time and returned to the first day, I went back to Great Bay and reactivated this statue after I won that archery game. Just because I wanted it to be quicker for the next time when I wanted to come back to Great Bay. I didn't want to have to jump over that fence again. Even though I guess I probably should have show you how the proper way of getting over there. As you saw, I glitched my way over there with the bomb and Goron mask, but hey, I feel like if the wasn't an intention, it may have been, well, let me say it this way. if it wasn't intentional for us to be able to do that, like obviously we were able to do it, and they didn't have the oversight to make sure that that wasn't the case. So they made an intentional decision not to make sure that there wasn't any exploits. And so even though they may not have intended us to jump over that way, their intentions of not making sure that wasn't the case means that it was kind of intentional in a way. They made the conscious decision not to test their game fully. Because I mean, I don't think it takes anyone and that long to figure out, like, you know, glitches. I mean, there's so many glitches that exist that sometimes I wonder, like, how people figured out how those glitches work. But when you think about the programming and the way the logic works of the game, it's kind of, like, easy to figure out, I think. She's a sad Zora. And I just came over here to activate this owl statue. Just so I could get back here quicker. I don't know if watching me do this kind of stuff is boring. Let me know in the comments if this stuff is boring or if you don't mind watching me do this little piddly stuff. I know it doesn't add a lot to like the action, but it helps me down the road to go there, do that, and then go do what else I was trying to get. I need to get magic beans, and the only place I know to get them is in Southern Swamp. You could probably buy them from some of the Deku scrubs, but I don't know. I wouldn't know which one to buy them from. I never talked to them really, so I might need to start talking to them, or if anyone could tell me, that'd be great. Because otherwise I'd have to come all the way back here to do it, and I just kind of run through the poison water. As long as you have the heart energy to do that, you shouldn't die. You just have to listen to Zora Link suffer a little bit. But that's okay, he can take one for the team. Probably not the most ideal water to swim in. Although that would hurt any of the Links, really. Oh, the Southern Swamp. It is one of my least favorite temples. I think my favorite temple that I like is Snowhead. And then the Water Temple in this game. Just because the Water Temple is more frustrating. And that frustration kind of drives me a little bit. And it's never as bad as you think it's going to be. So using the stone mask, you can walk right past these guys without any issues. If you were to touch them or bump into them, it would be a bad thing. They'll activate and like whistle and you'll be kicked out. Because I was kind of testing it on another trial. And I found out that was the case. So don't bump into them if you can. Just kind of run around them with that stone mask. And this fat bastard eating all the beans. Tell me where to buy more. That's what I want to know. I don't want to have to come all the way out here to see your fat face. And the way he looks, his like teeth are all nasty. Like, what's your deal, man? I don't think you're gonna get that fat eating beans like that, but I could be wrong. I mean, there are magic beans. Maybe they have more calories than normal beans. I don't think they'd be very good. You'd want to cook them at least. Make some refried magic beans. I don't know if they're that kind of bean. They look more like a pea pod than they look like a for holies or something. So, in the next episode, since I recorded both episodes back to back, we are going to be getting some more heart pieces. And that's where I am on my way to, is to get another heart piece, but I do not get it in this episode. So, in the next episode, we will be getting some more heart pieces. I will be getting the Giant's Wallet again, or at least going through that Skulltula again. And so, stay tuned. Thanks for watching. like, subscribe, and comment, and let me know what you think. Have a great day.